Another question, please. This is your chance. You've got 4 captive people here that you can ask questions of. You got a question back there?
I do. I am actually just recently become a displaced worker from a local company within the next few weeks. And my question is where are your companies posting their jobs? I did recruitment and retention for the company that I'm with now, and of course there's all the standard avenues, but we're finding that more and more companies are sticking with their own corporate websites, or they're using different companies than the average name brand companies. So that's what I want to know.
And in-house posting too.
Well, I'll start. Jim Skees is here. Son, where are you, Jim?
Over here.
We post our jobs with Jim as well, with the states, and we use all the normal career builder, our websites, schools, colleges. We went to a job fair yesterday in Louisville, so that's what we do.
Same avenues.
What's that? Yeah, traditionally, we're more traditional, I guess.
And what is your all's website, Jim, for these folks if they can go and look at your all's website?
They can go to www.oet.ky.gov.
and search for careers.
And search for job seeker services.
Job seeking services.
Seeker services, yeah.
Not secret.
No.
Seeker. All right. Thank you very much. Anybody else have comments on where they post their jobs?
We have a local, well, it's not local, it's almost a global website, www.upsjobs.com. You can click on any state and look at jobs. You click on Kentucky, you can see all the jobs open for Kentucky. And of course, we also do monster and career builders.
Ours, it depends on what it is that we're looking to fill. If it's something for engineering, we'll look more specifically for the engineering appropriate websites. And we also use cooperative.com. A lot of all the co-ops will use that site. And then we have people that just stop by and fill out applications and leave a resume, and we retain those. And that's one place to go for if we're looking for help.
I even have one that I came across recently. Someone was looking for a job in Kentucky for a particular company, but they didn't see any job openings in Kentucky because they clicked on the state, you know. So they thought, well, we know the job postings there, so they started clicking on the surrounding states, and maybe their regional headquarters is in one of the surrounding states, and they found the position they were looking for to apply that way also. So.
Gina, they can also go to
KIX.com.
That's Kentucky Indiana Exchange. That's a newer, more recent website that encompasses about a 26-county region in our area, Louisville and southern Indiana, and some part of southeast Kentucky. But that's it's operated by monster.com, so there are all kinds of jobs on that website.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you can go to E-shrm.org.
Yes.
I think, well, E-shrm, I send out announcements if we're looking for someone. But we might have a place on our E-shrm page.
National SHRM has a site.
Yeah,
National SHRM does, and Kentucky SHRM, I think, also has. It would be kyshrm.org. I believe they have a job posting there. And then there's also, I believe, the Louisville SHRM, which is the E-shrm. I believe they have a job posting. And BG SHRM, which is the Bluegrass, the Lexington area. They have a job posting there too. So you could get those. Next question from the crowd. Yes, sir. And your name is?
My name is Les Wilkerson, and I'm a student at Sullivan. I'm just starting this whole thing, and I've been told, I don't know how many times, that just looking to competitiveness, that potential employees are not concerned with what your GPA is, your academic standing, and so forth, just so long as you, I guess, pass the course. How true is that?
I'll tell you, I'm a GPA person. I tell our employees, I want to see a decent GPA, because if you just got 2.0, that means you just kind of skated by. That doesn't mean I won't hire you, but if somebody has a 3.5, I'm going to put more into some person 3.5, provided they have the right background stuff. I'm a GPA person. I want more than just a diploma like in front of me. I want to see the transcripts. And then I'll also look at your core classes. What did you do in your core classes? If you're a human resource major, I want to see that you got A's and B's in your major versus, C's and D's.
And of course, I'm the oddball on the panel, so I'm just the opposite. I don't look at GPA. I've never looked at GPA. And I think a couple of reasons for that is, I think we've all been in classes where we've got easy instructors and we've got very hard instructors. And what happens with the hard instructors? You do triple the work and you only get C's or B's. So my son is going through that. I know I've been through that. So again, I go to the earlier question. That shows you have the ability to learn, and those are the people I want, the people that have the ability.
So I guess it depends on who looks at your application.
Another question. Anybody? You go right ahead.
This has to do with really kind of like Kathy was talking about earlier about like resumes. And I kind of get you, you want to keep the resume to like 2 pages. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of us probably here in this room, like the one lady back there's a displaced worker, and I am too, who, I spent 30 years with one company, and I did a lot of different things with that company. So when I go to do my resume, do you want to see what I did in 1970 and 1980, or are you more interested in what I did in the last 10 years?
The more recent jobs are what we look
So
at.
really,
Especially for people that have worked a long time. We're having more of that now because the economy is so different, and we've got people that have worked at a job for 20 or 30 years, and for whatever reason were displaced. So we do just look at the last. I mean, you know that you worked the entire time, and that's something you can discuss at the interview, but on the resume, just the last few things that are there.
so actually on the resume, you're not really interested. Shouldn't you probably put what I did 20 years ago? Or?
Unless it's something very specific, like if it's something in engineering or as a line that's something specific and inherent to that particular position.
And again, I'm old school. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I think you should have several versions of your resume. And in my opinion, if you did something in 1970 that applies to what you're applying for, I think you ought to put it on.
I agree. And
Yeah.
that's, we look
You say here's your resume to the position you're seeking.
I believe that, yes. So if you've got 38 years that takes 7 pages, I would try to focus on those things that apply to what you're looking for to do.
But make sure you send the right.
Right.
That's what I was going to key on. So many times I get a resume that says I'm interested in a manufacturing position.
Yes.
It's a canned cover letter resume. It's like, that kind of, I don't look at it. So it looks to me a good point. Get it to make sure it's at the right place.
We got one that was looking for a particular position, which we did have open, but it was also addressed to a different company. On the letter itself, it came to us, but they also obviously had looked at another rural electric company as well.